They mocked her silence until her name appeared on every contract. The room was filled with voices, laughter, glasses clinking, polite conversations layered over something sharper judgment. She stood near the window, slightly apart from the crowd, holding a glass she hadn't touched. From the outside, it looked like she didn't belong, and that was exactly how they saw her. Invisible, temporary, unimportant. "You're awfully quiet tonight." The voice came from behind her, her sister-in-law. Perfect posture, perfect smile, perfect ability to disguise cruelty as curiosity. She turned slowly. "I prefer listening," she said. A soft laugh followed. "That must be easy when you don't have much to say." There it was, not loud, but precise. She didn't respond, because she understood something they didn't. Not every silence is empty. Some silences are watching. Across the room, her husband was laughing with his colleagues, confident, relaxed, admired. He didn't look at her, not once. That part didn't hurt anymore. It used to. But now, it was just data, observation, confirmation. "How long have you been, what is it again?" her sister-in-law asked. "Freelancing? I work independently," she replied. "Oh," she nodded, as if that explained everything. It did. In their world, independent meant unstable, unproven, irrelevant. "You know, another voice joined in her mother-in-law this time. It's good to have hobbies." The word landed softly, but carried weight. Hobbies keep people busy when they don't have real responsibilities. A few nearby guests chuckled politely. She noticed something interesting. No one defended her, not even casually. That was the dynamic. They didn't attack directly. They simply allowed the narrative to exist. And over time, that becomes truth. Or at least, the version of truth people accept. She placed her glass down, unfinished. "Like most things in that room, I should go," she said calmly. "So early?" Her husband finally turned, surprised. "The night's just getting started. It's already been long enough." Her words weren't sharp, but they weren't soft either, just final. He hesitated, but didn't stop her. Of course he didn't. The elevator ride down was silent, but not heavy, not anymore. There was a time when moments like this felt like defeat. Now, a present, they felt like clarity. She stepped out into the night air, cool, clean, honest. Unlike the room she had just left, her phone vibrated. One message, simple, all signatures completed. She read it once, then locked the screen. No smile, no reaction, just acknowledgement, because this wasn't a surprise. It was a conclusion. The next morning began like any other. Quiet, controlled, routine, until it wasn't. The office building stood tall, glass walls, reflecting the early sunlight. Inside, everything moved with urgency. Emails, calls, decisions. Her husband walked in confidently, adjusting his tie. Today mattered. The deal they had been working on for months was finally being finalized, or so he thought. "Morning." One of his colleagues greeted him. "You're just in time. The investors are already here." "Perfect," he said. He didn't notice the tension. Not yet. The conference room doors were closed. Inside, the atmosphere was different, quieter, more focused, the kind of quiet that signals control. He stepped in, paused. Something felt off. The usual arrangement had changed. Seats were filled differently. People were positioned deliberately, and at the head of the table, someone sat, calm, still, familiar. His expression froze. "You're here?" he said. She looked up slowly. "Is okay." No explanation. No apology. Just presence. "What's going on?" he asked, glancing around. No one answered immediately. That told him everything. One of the senior partners cleared his throat. "Let's begin." Documents were placed on the table. Clean. Organized. Final. "We're here to confirm the transfer of controlling interest." the partner said. His husband frowned. Transfer? To who? 10. A pause. Then, to her. Silence. Immediate. Heavy. That's not possible, he said quickly. We've been leading this deal. And Stree. You were involved, the partner corrected. Not leading. He looked at her. Really looked this time. What is this? He demanded. She didn't rush. Didn't react. Didn't match his energy. Because she didn't need to. This, she said calmly, is the outcome. He laughed. Short. Disbelieving. You're serious? And where the soph? For what? Consulting? Advisory? At? She held his gaze. For ownership. The word hit harder here. Because this time, there was no family dynamic to hide behind. Only facts. Legal. Structured. Unavoidable. You're not even part of the company, he said. That was the assumption. The one everything had been built on. She reached forward, opened the folder, turned it toward him. Look again. He did. Slowly, carefully. And then, his expression changed. Because the name on every major contract was hers. Not recently, not suddenly, but consistently. Over time, layer by layer, hidden in plain sight. For the past 3 years, she said, I've been acquiring shares, indirectly, strategically, quietly. She leaned back slightly. I didn't need attention. I stews. I needed position. The room remained silent. Because everyone else already knew. He was the only one catching up. You knew about this? He asked the others. No one answered. Because they didn't need to. Their presence was the answer. You let this happen? He said, his voice tightening. No, she replied. I built this. There's a moment when reality breaks. Not loudly, not dramatically, but internally, where everything you believed stops making sense. This was that moment. You could have told me, he said. The same line, different room, same meaning. She almost smiled, but didn't. You could have asked. Silence again. But this time, it belonged to her. The partner continued. The transfer will be finalized today. Effective immediately. Control shifts to the majority stakeholder. He didn't need to say her name. Everyone already knew. She stood, collected her things. Calm, efficient, finished. Wait, he said. She paused, not turning around yet. Why didn't you say anything? That question again, still missing the point. She turned slowly. Because you weren't listening. There it was. Simple, accurate, final. She walked out of the room, past the glass walls, past the employees who didn't recognize her, past the systems she had built, without ever needing to be seen. Outside, the city moved as usual, unaware, unchanged, because the biggest shifts don't happen publicly. They happen quietly, until suddenly, they're undeniable. Her phone rang. She answered. Yes, it's acted re. A pause. Good. Do. Another pause. Proceed. She ended the call, looked ahead, and kept walking. Because the truth is, power doesn't need permission. It doesn't ask for recognition. And it definitely doesn't explain itself to people who chose not to see it. They mistook her silence for absence, her independence for insignificance, her patience for weakness. But patience, when combined with strategy, becomes something else entirely. Control. And by the time they realized that, she wasn't part of their world anymore. She owned it.